Painful leg cramps waking you up at night? Making it difficult to walk? These are basically warning signs. It's so common that over 50% of seniors struggle with painful leg cramps, but little do they know that 95% of cases can be prevented naturally. No pills, no expensive treatments. Most people suffer in silence, not realizing that the real cause is hidden in their diet. Yes, the right foods could stop cramps before they start. And in this video, I will prove it to you with 3 powerful foods that can banish cramps forever. Especially, the last one might completely shock you. Let's dive in. Number 1. Eggs. The muscle repairing powerhouse. Every single night, nearly 1 in 3 adults over 50 wake up clutching their calf, gasping from a sudden, excruciating leg cramp. But why? Doctors and researchers have scratched their heads over these so-called Charlie horses for decades. Some said it was low potassium, others blamed tight muscles. But when researchers looked deeper, a surprising pattern showed up. Turns out, it's not about how much you stretch. It's about how your body feeds and repairs your muscles, and it all hinges on one everyday food: eggs. Eggs aren't just breakfast food. Inside that smooth shell lies the perfect combo for muscle recovery, packed with all 9 essential amino acids. These amino acids are like tiny repair workers. Every time your muscle fibers get strained, even from basic walking or sitting awkwardly, they form micro tears. If you don't have the right building blocks, the damage adds up and muscles start misfiring. And that misfire is what you feel as a cramp. A 2018 study in nutrients shocked even nutritionists. It showed that older adults who upped their protein intake saw a sharp drop in leg cramps. Why? Their muscles were finally strong enough to resist random contractions, and eggs, with their complete protein profile, played a starring role. But there's another hidden ingredient inside eggs that's even more crucial: vitamin D. Most people think of vitamin D as the sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D doesn't just make bones strong. It actually controls how well your body absorbs calcium. And if your calcium levels dip even slightly, nerves that control your muscles can send the wrong signals, triggering spasms. One large egg sneaks in about 6% of your daily vitamin D needs. Not enough to fix things on its own, but when paired with dairy or sunlight, it completes the puzzle. Fascinatingly, a landmark study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirmed that people low in vitamin D had double the risk of regular nighttime leg cramps. So, if you're scarfing down toast and skipping eggs every morning, your muscles might be crying out for help without you knowing. Plus, there's another vitamin lurking inside the yolk, one with a direct line to your nervous system: vitamin B12. Think of nerves as the electric wiring of your body. When B12 levels drop, the wiring frays and the signals get scrambled. The result? Muscles contract when they shouldn't. One study in the Journal of Neurology pulled back the curtain. Low B12 levels weren't just linked to nerve problems. They were one of the leading overlooked causes of nighttime leg cramps, especially in seniors. At this point, you'd think the answer is simple: eat eggs and get relief. But eating eggs is simply not easy for older adults. But many people avoid eggs thinking they're bad for cholesterol. Modern research indeed shattered that myth. Studies now show that eating 6 to 7 eggs a week is not only safe, but beneficial for most people, especially older adults. So, what's the best way to eat these eggs? Scrambled with spinach for an extra magnesium punch, boiled post-workout, or tucked into an omelet alongside tomatoes and cheese for a calcium and vitamin D boost. But remember, the egg is just one step to fighting this cramp. It doesn't end with eggs only, and that's why we need to have a keen eye on other foods as well. Because if you neglect what's on your plate, that might be the real reason behind that sharp stabbing cramp shaking you awake at 3 a.m. Have you ever woken up in pain from a leg cramp? Let us know in the comments. Eggs rebuild your muscles, But what if the cramps strike at night? Share your experience below. This next food becomes a game changer. Number 2. Bananas. The ultimate potassium booster. A soldier once collapsed mid-race in the Olympics. Not from exhaustion, but because his leg muscles completely locked up. He couldn't move no matter how hard he tried. Turns out, his muscles weren't tired. They were screaming for something they desperately needed but didn't have enough of. And that thing wasn't rare or expensive. In fact, you'll often find it right on your breakfast table. It's potassium. Now, don't get me wrong. No one's keeping raw potassium metal next to their toast, but stay with me and I'll explain exactly what I mean. At times, muscles suddenly cramp up like they've turned to stone, especially when you're resting or sleeping peacefully at night. Scientists puzzled over this for decades. Some thought dehydration was to blame, others blamed overuse. But deeper research uncovered something far more precise and shocking. It all boils down to one simple mineral: potassium. Your muscles don't just move because you want them to. They move because your brain sends tiny electrical signals through your nerves. Potassium is like the battery fluid that keeps those signals running smoothly. When your potassium levels dip, those signals misfire and the muscle clenches tight, often painfully so. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people over 60 who lacked enough potassium had 50% more leg cramps. But how can you get this potassium? A single banana carries about 420 milligrams of potassium. That's nearly 12% of what your body needs every day to avoid such lockups. And we all keep bananas on our breakfast table, right? But what if I told you potassium isn't working alone? Another nutrient plays an equally sneaky role: magnesium. Without it, your muscles can't properly relax after they contract. Think of potassium as the on switch and magnesium as the off switch. If either fails, you're stuck with cramp. A large-scale 2020 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society revealed that people with low magnesium levels were twice as likely to suffer nighttime leg cramps. Bananas don't just pack potassium, they also carry a decent dose of magnesium, about 32 milligrams per fruit. That's enough to nudge your muscles towards relaxation. And wait, it gets better. Bananas are rich in vitamin B6, which cools down inflammation in the muscles and keeps the nerves steady. Together, this trio inside a banana is like nature's emergency muscle kit. Now, let me tell you something. Most people grab one in the morning or throw it in a smoothie. Good, but not great. The real hack is eating one right before bed. That's when nighttime cramps are most likely to strike. And the potassium-magnesium combo works like a muscle relaxant as you sleep. You can also blend that banana with almond butter. Almonds are magnesium gold mines, so together they give your body double ammunition against cramps. This is exactly why elite athletes like tennis champion Novak Djokovic swear by bananas during matches. Ever notice how players munch on bananas between sets? But that doesn't mean you should start eating bananas blindly. Remember, bananas naturally contain sugar. So if you're diabetic or watching your blood sugar levels, a banana alone could spike insulin unexpectedly. The trick is to always pair it with fiber-rich foods like oats or nuts, which slow down sugar absorption and keep your blood levels steady. And what happens when you consistently miss out on these minerals for weeks, months, or years? The answer is darker than you think. Chronic potassium deficiency doesn't just cause cramps. It's linked to high blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, and even kidney stones. Some hospital cases of sudden heart arrhythmias are traced back to dangerously low potassium levels, something as preventable as eating a banana. Even scarier, magnesium deficiency silently affects over 50% of the population today, largely thanks to processed foods and soil depletion. Meaning, millions unknowingly walk around one stressful event, away from muscle spasms, headaches, or worse. Only if you have kidney disease or diabetes, You should first check with your doctor before increasing potassium-rich foods like bananas. Bananas help at night, but what if you want round-the-clock muscle protection? Have you ever woken up in pain despite eating well? Drop your answer in the comments. These next foods provide the missing link. Number 3. Nuts and seeds. The anti-inflammatory superfoods. Suppose a man once collapsed on live TV because of a leg cramp so intense it knocked him flat. No injury, no illness, just a cramp. It wasn't dehydration. It wasn't fatigue. The doctors checked everything. What they found shocked even them. His magnesium levels were almost non-existent, but he ate 3 full meals a day, exercised, drank water, but still lacked enough of this crucial nutrient. How's that possible? The secret lies in what's on your plate, and more importantly, what's missing. One of the biggest culprits? Magnesium. It's the mineral nobody thinks about until their calf muscles lock up like steel cables. Harvard researchers ran a study on seniors and found something stunning. Those with low magnesium levels were nearly 3 times more likely to suffer from painful leg cramps than those who had enough. 3 times. And it's not just old-aged people. Athletes, teenagers, office workers, anyone who skips out on magnesium-rich foods is a target. But here's the plot twist. Magnesium doesn't just relax your muscles. It helps control nerve signals, blood flow, and even how your body handles stress. So where do you get this magic mineral? Without popping pills? That's easy. Just eat pumpkin seeds, a single ounce. Contain 168 milligrams of magnesium. That's nearly half of what your body needs in a day. Almonds, about 77 milligrams per serving, come next. And pistachios, loaded with potassium, another key player in muscle recovery. In fact, pistachios carry almost 300 milligrams of potassium per ounce, making them one of the top nuts for cramp prevention. But there's another thing we also need to talk about. Poor circulation is another sneaky cause of cramps, especially those brutal ones that hit at night. When your blood flow slows, your muscles don't get the oxygen they need, and boom, spasm. Enter omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, improve blood vessel function, and keep circulation humming. Walnuts and flax seeds are loaded with omega-3s, and a 2022 study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition proved it. Boosting omega-3 intake actually decreased the frequency of muscle cramps in aging adults. Now, this was how you can get magnesium. But what if there are some foods that are taking magnesium away? Processed foods, the kind most of us eat without thinking, actually rob your body of magnesium. They're stripped of minerals during manufacturing, and worse, high sugar and salt content mess up the delicate balance your muscles need. That means, even if you're eating enough calories, you might still be starving at a cellular level. That's why nearly 50% of people don't meet their daily magnesium requirements. That's half the population walking around with muscles on the verge of rebellion. No wonder leg cramps feel like they strike out of nowhere. It's not bad luck, it's chronic deficiency. Now, there's one more ingredient hidden in nuts and seeds that doubles as a cramp fighter: vitamin E. This antioxidant not only improves circulation, but also protects muscles from oxidative stress, the kind that builds up after workouts or long hours on your feet. Sunflower seeds, for example, are an excellent source of vitamin E. Studies have shown that athletes supplementing with vitamin E experienced fewer muscle cramps and faster recovery times. All of this points to one simple truth. The fix for painful cramps isn't fancy. It's not expensive. It doesn't come in a flashy package. It's as basic as adding a handful of nuts and seeds to your daily routine. Yet, most people never connect the dots between these foods and the sharp, stabbing cramps they deal with regularly. Ignoring these nutrient gaps doesn't just leave you open to cramps. It may be slowly draining your energy, harming your heart, and aging you faster than you realize. And now, you've got the right foods. But what if your daily habits are canceling out the benefits? Let's fix that now. The secret to making these foods work faster. Imagine you're eating everything right. Bananas, greens, even sipping sports drinks. Still, out of nowhere, a cramp grabs you like a vice. Sharp, sudden, maddening. And you wonder, why the hell is this happening when I'm doing everything right? It's not the food. It's what's slipping past unnoticed. The real culprit is nothing but dehydration, but not the obvious mouth-dry kind. It's simply the insufficiency of water in your body, which is not really easy to understand on the surface. It's the silent buildup over days, thanks to coffee after coffee, tea after tea. Yes, caffeine strips away magnesium and potassium, the exact minerals your muscles need to chill. Without them, your muscles are primed to snap. Shockingly, 3 out of 4 people are dehydrated right now and don't even feel it. And you might still think, I drink enough water. But if you're not adding electrolytes, that water's like pouring it into a cracked pot. The fix is pretty simple. Squeeze a lemon in your water. That little thing brings potassium, vitamin C, and natural electrolytes back in. Sailors used lemon water to stop spasms at sea long before anyone had heard the word electrolyte. But hydration is just one part of it. Nighttime is when the trap gets you. You go to bed tight, tense, muscles coiled. No stretch, no release. Your body relaxes, but your muscles don't. The result? In the middle of the night, you get cramp badly. In case you think this is bearable, remember that it wrecked marathoner Paula Radcliffe's career until she started stretching and massaging before bed. Those 5 minutes made her unstoppable. So, magnesium is the silent missing link. Stress, caffeine, modern food. It drains fast. Nearly half the population is unknowingly low on magnesium. A simple supplement or handful of nuts could be the difference between waking refreshed or waking to pain. But what if, after fixing all that, water, lemon, stretching, magnesium, you're still cramping? It's probably because of something small, glowing, and always in your hand, and that's the final call for you to visit a doctor. So, a quick question. What's your favorite food or remedy to prevent leg cramps? Share it in the comments. I'd love to know. And if you found these tips helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss easy health hacks like this. And don't just stop here. Check out our next video, the 5 worst habits that destroy muscle health in seniors. See you there.